Good morning. How are we doing today? Welcome back to the farm. Welcome to some of you that are new. So those of you that have been here for a while may remember about a month ago I went down and visited Brian Brown at his farm, Brian's farming videos. Well, the footage he took from that day, he finally posted yesterday. So we've got a few new subscribers. Thanks for joining. Welcome. I hope you guys enjoy the content here. Leave me a comment and questions if you have anything. What else? Yeah, another thing before we get going here today, those of you who are familiar with the ag social media world may know of Rob Sharkey. I talked about him a week or two ago. Rob and his wife recently lost their son, one of their sons. He was 17 in a car accident and really, really tough. Well, he posted a podcast, Shark Farmer podcast. He posted an episode yesterday or the day before that's gut-wrenching and one of the hardest things you'll ever listen to in your life, but worth the listen, and thoughts for them guys and prayers for sure. So anyway, on with our day. So the plan this morning is to bring the combine and the corn head in the shop and work on our Stalk Stompers. We may have to use the back of the shop, but we can make that work. Dad's got his own little project out here. So Dad wants to use this chisel plow to work down his tile lines, but he wants to put a leveler on the back. Now this used to have a leveler and we didn't like it, a little S-tine thing, and so he took it off, and then he built this hitch. He cut up the old leveler to build the hitch, and we pulled the little double rolling basket behind it. Well, we sold that a couple years ago because it didn't work out quite the way we thought. It was plugging up with mud and stuff. So now he's going to build a drag. So we're mounting these parallel arm linkages back on, and I don't know. I'll try and get him to explain what he's going to do here in a little bit. But we do need to get GPS stuff mounted on that tractor in it so that we can use it to map tile lines while he's driving over and working them down, leveling them off a little bit. We can record them on the GPS so we have a map. A lot of people doing tile use GPS for their grade control. The guys that we have do not. They use a laser system, which is an older system, but it works really well. Downside is that it doesn't make a map for us as they're doing it. So we like to do it with the tractor as we're working tile lines down. Sometimes I'll go in with a gator, mount it on the gator, and do it that way, but it's a lot better to just do it with the tractor. I am cleaning out the back of the shop here because we got to get a combine in here. Corn head. Good morning, Anna. So what's the plan here?
I'm going to weld me a drag.
We're just going to cut a hole and chain it up there?
Basically.
No,
I'm going to weld it together so it's solid.
Oh, you're going to make it into one big piece?
Yeah. I could make it two. Let me put this over there. Okay, now we're going to flip them.
You heard it here first, folks. We're building our own drags. You're going to have to cut a section off of one of these to add onto your length. That's what you're going to have to cut another 2 foot off.
Why?
To make it longer.
Why's it got to be longer?
I don't know. You think it's wide enough?
I don't know.
Oh, I guess you're outside this one a little more. It could go that way. Where'd the metal come from?
I was out. And I had them up here, and they were part of my platform in the dike.
I was gonna say it looks like it was from that.
Well, I had the dike or the platform high, and I decided to make that lower platform. So I cut an I-beam out, and I had split them, and these are the leftover pieces.
And they've been in the barn for?
These were outside.
Oh, outside for 20 years since you've used them? This is why we save stuff, because eventually we will use it. 20
years, man.
20
I
years.
don't know.
Yeah. But they're on their third life. This is the third use for them, so yeah.
See, they had the rivets here. These were fourth life, because Dad got these out of someplace in Toledo. The old rivets. Some barn.
Good morning, Brock. Brock swept my floor for me while I was working with Anna on some website stuff. And we are going to hook up the corn head to the combine, which means we need to move an 8RX and a bean head to get the combine out. You want to get that unhooked? Unstrap it? Yeah, you can leave it there. We'll pull this tractor out, we'll get the bean head out of here, and we'll get the combine out, and we'll probably put stuff back in, although this tractor has to end up in the shop and unhooked by the end of the day. Maybe I should just unhook it where it sits. Can we get the bean head out? Because I don't really need to move the grain cart to get the combine out. Yeah, let's do that. Let's pull the bean head out of here first. Okay, Brock's pulling this out. Make sure he doesn't hit the combine. You're good! If you can see me. It's good. Go straight. Should clear our door. Okay. And I got our cart unhooked so we can get our tractor out of here now. Oh yeah, if you're one of those new people coming over for Brian's, check out my sweet tractor. We've got a pretty sweet one here, John Deere 8RX 370. It's brand new this spring. We used it for planting corn and side dressing, and now we've got it on grain cart. It has a bump front track that was damaged before they brought it to us, barely, but it was. And the dealer is going to replace that front track, and they want to come and do it tomorrow. So we're gonna let them, and we need to have this in the shop for them by the end of today, which is what we're doing. Brock is not just pulling that straight forward and out of the way, but that's okay. Oh, she's a sweet ride. All right, we'll park it here for now, and let's go get our combine. We have also got a pretty dang sweet new combine that we got last fall. We've run basically half of a fall and wheat harvest with it. John Deere S780. It is a 21 model. And yeah, this one's really nice too. So we have been very, very fortunate over the last couple of years to be able to upgrade some equipment and have some real nice stuff. The combine and that tractor are the two newest, nicest things. But still, we're very fortunate around here for right now. It's maybe a little tighter than I expected trying to get out of here with that cart still sitting there, but I think we'll make it. The bean planter, 1790 there, was not there when we parked this combine, so it makes it a little tighter. We made it. We had to pull up there and back it out, but we made it. So, all right, we're gonna hook onto our corn head and then park this in the back half of our shop so we can put our Stalk Stompers on. This video is gonna get long today. I hope you guys don't mind. We're gonna be a long one, I can already tell. Got it. Yes, I'm aware we run an 8-row corn head. I am aware we have way too much combine for an 8-row corn head. But we are pushing a 40-foot draper. We've got green stem beans a lot of the time. We run some wheat, and it takes a lot of power to do those, and we don't have the trucks and the support equipment to take corn away from a 12-row corn head fast enough, and manpower. And we need to get our beans harvested as quickly as possible to have a longer window to work on corn. So that's why. Just is what it is. Okay, Brock, the stuff in those boxes goes on there. Figured out. No, I'm just kidding. We'll work on it. But for those of you who don't know, since I have so many new people, Brock's our hired guy that works for us. I'm super, super mean to him, and you guys can tell me all about it and all the videos, because, well, he's Brock, so he deserves it, right? That's right, yeah. All right, somewhere in one of these there's instructions. We got to find them. All right, so we have these. They are from a company that didn't sponsor me, and we'll show you, but I'm not promoting this because, well, they didn't give these to me. I paid for them, but these are something that a lot of other ag YouTubers use, that they look like a good design to me. I really like the torsion spring design. I'll show you as we get them on there, but here's the layout. We've got to find some vertical brackets. They actually do have some instructions. Took a while to get to them, but we mount some brackets to the back of the head on this beam right here, it would appear. So we're gonna get to it. All right. Well, I got something cool to show you guys. I had a gentleman stop by and drop off some really cool stuff for us that he had been working on, wanted me to have, so did that. But Brock has been working on our stompers here, so let's see the progress. Okay, yeah, we didn't even show you the first one because, well, you never show the first one, right? So essentially we have mounted these brackets up here, and it says to mount them as far apart as you can, 2 on each side, so that's where they go. And then, huh? That's not where they go?
There are 3 pieces. So technically the furthest part from here to here is this all the way over here.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Oh, I know so.
Well, yes, but I don't think that's what they meant. I think they want these, I think they wanted space between them because they don't want this right on the end, is my understanding.
Sure, mine.
We'll look at it anyway. So then it has this that holds that, and then it holds the bar that we're actually going to mount our stompers to. So we're making progress, and there's an end bracket down there he's got in place. We're flying through this. Good job, Brock.
I like it.
Not hard?
No.
Not hard. All right, so this is once you figure out how it works, it's a lot easier. So we need to loosen, not tighten. Anyway, we need to move this bracket over just a little bit because the way that this works is we have to mount this to this bar, but this has to be directly behind our snapping rolls, our row units. And this one we're gonna have to overlap them, or replace those U-bolts with regular bolts or flip them or something for this. And so we need that bracket to be centered on the snapping rolls. That's the way that this one is gonna work. So they gave us these toolbars, and they're all 3 the same length, and we don't need them all the same length. They would fit a 12-row head. So we're going to cut this one in half because that's what we need. So we've got it marked and using our chop saw that is rarely used, and create smart. Look at that. Progress is being made. We've got this side, these 2 about done, and these are the important ones here, right? So we're putting these stalk stompers on because they're going to push the corn stalks, the stubble, down and bend it over as we're going, which will prevent stubble wear on our tires. If you look at our rear tires, and keep in mind we only ran this for half a year last year, they're dirty, but we've already got fairly significant stubble wear on the inside of these lugs, and it's because this tire runs right between, that's right in the middle of the front duals where that cornstalk row runs. And so by knocking them over, it should be much gentler on our rear tires especially. And this combine doesn't really show it yet, but on our old combine, a little bit here, we had a ton of damage right on this outside edge from them just rubbing that outside row. And so that's the stomper that he's doing right now should prevent that. We are probably gonna want these to be up higher. We're putting them as low as they can go right now. There's adjustment here for height, and there's adjustment in this pin to raise the whole bar up and down for height. We gotta set it on the ground when we're done here and adjust the height, but I would guess that we're gonna need to raise them up. All right, Brock and I had to go to lunch and to get a box of bolts. Whoa, he's getting real fancy now. Holy cow. Dad's got his beam welded together and apparently gonna put some drag spikes on it. So is he going to weld them in place, or is he going to put little U-bolt holders on? I bet he's going to weld them. This thing ain't going to see enough use to wear them things out. Ah, look at that. Okay, check it out. We've got them all up there, mounted. The mounting hardware is all tight, so these bolts are tight, these bolts are tight, these bolts are tight. And we've got these, and there is a torsion spring in here, so basically a piece of rubber. There's 2 rubber square. There's a rectangular tube here, square shaft that's offset with rubber pieces in there so that it allows it to flex and move like a torsion axle on a trailer does. We did not tighten up these bolts because we need to adjust the height yet, and we also have adjustment here, and we'll have to move this U-bolt up and down on the end one, but I need to set some snouts down and then go up and set the head on the ground so that we can see where the head is going to be run most of the time, where your snouts are going to be, and set these so that they run, or that they're setting just on the surface of the concrete or on the ground. You don't want them to be flexed and under a tremendous amount of pressure all the time, but you need them to be on the ground and not up in the air. Okay, so this may be just a touch high on the cornhead snouts, but that's pretty close. You don't run them on the ground. So I feel like that's not too bad. And now we just want these just touching the ground. I feel like the outside ones are pretty good, although when we tighten those up, they're gonna push forward. Maybe we want to go up one hole on these outside ones, and the middle one, we've got this is in a different spot than this one. You can see we're down a hole there, so we might need to raise that whole thing and then pull all these up one hole. That's what I'm thinking. What do you think?
That's why we raise the whole bar up and see where it goes, because you want the most clearance to the header curve.
Yeah, but it's not going to matter which one you move, because it's going to move these up either way. I'm thinking middle hole on those and middle hole on these. Gives us more adjustability if we need to change it in the future. So let's do that. Okay, they're on. That was not that bad of a project. Did not really take that long. Wasn't difficult to do. Just a matter of lining them up. I did. So we got a few extra U-bolts out of the deal. Of course, we had to buy some bolts. So these center ones, right, so here's kind of how it's supposed to work, right? So we've got these hanger brackets with the piece that hangs up and down and bolts to this bar. And here we got 2 U-bolts on it. We couldn't use the outside one because it wasn't long enough. I could have cut a longer piece, but we cut that one bar in half, and it worked on the other side, and here it was just a little short. But we just put these 2 U-bolts instead of the outside too. It's fine, no big deal. But in here in the center, where this hanger has to go is right in line with a row. And so there was no room to use U-bolts on that and then U-bolt this hanger for the stomper separate. So we had to bolt them through the same holes, and you had to get bolts. You had to supply the bolts to that. It says that you might have to do that, and they don't supply the bolts, so you have to get them. So that's what we had to run and get bolts for, but they're on there and done. We've also got some empty boxes, and bonus, we got a piece of square steel toolbar that we didn't use. So that's what I was saying. They give you one for each side. There's a full for the center section and then 2 full ones for each side, but we just cut the one in half and we're able to use it on both sides rather than cutting one out of each and having 2 half pieces. And we got a splice kit that we didn't need that one at all, so we're good. I'm just putting the snout down and notice that this bracket is super wiggly because our bolt's broken and loose. So we're going to fix that. Well, that's not exactly how it's supposed to be. There's not supposed to be a nut on top, but it's effective. All right, so next step. We got everything on there and tight. We adjusted the height of those stompers. I'm happy with all of that. We need to take this out and try and set it on the header cart and see how much interference they're going to cause and if that's going to be a problem or not. They're super easy to take off or rotate and change and move out of the way. But do we have to or not? That's the question. So we're gonna move this stuff. We do have to change a concave. We're gonna get to that here maybe later today, this afternoon yet. But might as well get the corn head out of here first. Well, the ones by the tires are for sure gonna be in the way. So Brock's gonna pull the pins out and then they rotate 90 degrees so that they're not in the way. Well, that's pretty tight. I'm not crazy about that. We hooked these center 2 with the bottom of the feeder house when I was backing away. Now there is some provisions for mounting these in front, or maybe flipping that whole thing and putting the bar in front that would get it more underneath there. We might have to think about doing that. This is very close to this tire. We went straight up with it. I mean, that one's probably okay. These are probably okay where they're at. Of course, if we put them forward, then we got that bar to worry about. That's not going to work either. No, because they would hit this bar. We would never get it on there. Unless we were over top of it, which I suppose we could be. That might work, but this one here, there's no way you're going to leave that on there when we're going down the road because the tire has to be able to turn. So, yeah, this is the downside to Stalk Stompers. But the thing about it is we run an 8-row corn head, right? This only gets dismounted and put on a trailer 3 or 4 times a year, mostly when we go to Berkey and back. Usually we're roading with it on, so we're gonna leave it and run it for right now. We'll see how this goes, and if we need to modify stuff at some point, we'll modify stuff. All right, so next up here, we've got to change a concave. So we run these Condex KX7s. They have 2 different styles, and when we were running deer concaves before, we had to change all of them, all 3, out between wheat and corn and beans. Now we only change 1/2, basically. Because there's 6 instead of 3 of these Condex. They're half width, and so we just got to get that second one out of there, which is a little bit tricky, but we pull that out and then we can put in one of the round bar style ones in the second spot there, and that's what we run for beans and corn. Hopefully it'll come. You just got to keep wiggling. If we had tracks, there'd be more room to get in there and pull. Yeah.
Well, that was entirely too much work. Finally got it. We didn't have the threshing elements there in the right spot, which made it not want to go in. Let me turn the light on. All right, so see how this works? So this thing spins around. The crop gets fed in the front there, and then it gets ground between those, what we call threshing elements, and the concave right there. And it grinds it against there, and then the grain falls down through and out the back. These are more aggressive than those to help get it broken loose, and then this has more space for grain to fall out and get it out of the concave, which is why we're putting in one of those style in the front, because we need to get grain through it faster than we do in wheat. In wheat, it's harder to thresh. You need more threshing action to get the wheat kernels out of the heads. Yeah, anyway, we finally got it out. We can put the new one in, or the different one in. Okay, there's our different style in. Now we just got to re-bolt it up there, and then we're good to go. Good work, Brock. Here's the one we just took out. You can see it's got these super aggressive bars running across here, and then holes for stuff to fall through as it gets threshed out, but much more aggressive than the round bar style we just put in. So we'll go put this on the shelf for wheat next year. All right, combine ready for bean harvest, or corn, or whatever happens to be first. So we're gonna put this out back in the back shed where we got it from. If I can climb up here with only one arm. And we have to get an 8RX in the shop. Okay, we get the combine in there. We can get the bean head back in here, and I think we can put the corn head in over there. Brock's gonna put the 8RX in back at the shop. So tomorrow, the John Deere dealer is coming down to change our track. We got a bum track on the front there that was damaged before they ever even brought it to us. It's a minor amount of damage, but they had a warranty claim on it and got us a new track. They finally got it, and they're gonna come get it installed tomorrow. So I'm not gonna turn it down. You want to put a free track on? I'll take it. Hot rodding it. Jeez, Pete's. I hear it squeaking. Yeah, I don't like that squeaking. I think it's mostly that front one. I wonder if something got bent or is a little off. I'm gonna have them check it over real good when they're changing that, because that track is wearing more than the other ones. Makes me wonder a little bit. Right here is the damage that we're talking about, and so we're gonna get a new one because of that. So I am a little bit concerned because if you look at the inside of these, they're heating up. They've gotten hot and scuffed them, and none of the other tracks have that. Doesn't look like that. And if you look here, that idler wheel is completely still got paint on it, and if you look on the other side, it's all shined up, super shiny. So clearly we've got an alignment issue, or it's rubbing on that one side. And I had checked the alignment. It was within spec when I checked it, but I don't like it. So I'm gonna make them fix it. Okay, we're flying through the projects today. So we got that tractor ready to go. We're gonna work on semi-truck. Phil's done a lot of work to this stuff, did a lot of brake work on the front and put new air hoses and electrical and all kinds of stuff. Me, I'm gonna put a radio in it. So we have got some new Midland radios, and we're gonna put one in up here. So we're gonna take this out and see exactly how it mounts, make sure our power wires are right. This should be fairly straightforward and easy, but we will see. All right, so we've got a Micro Mobile MXT 115. This is the smaller one. It's pretty compact, but all I'm looking for is to be able to communicate to these trucks when I'm in a combine or a grain cart and we're there at the end of the field, or Phil's on his way to the field, and say, hey, where are you at? We don't need them to reach 40 miles. We don't need them to be even 15 miles. You know, from the farm to the field would be nice, but it's not that critical. This is edge of the field to the tractor kind of thing. And so we're going to mount this one in here. We've got another one of these, the 500, the MXT 500, that we're going to put as kind of a home station or a base station out in the grain shed, that hopefully he can use that one to communicate to us from here to the fields. We'll see. Dang, that's fancy. It's got a magnet in there to hold the cover closed. The packaging, nice. Anyway, hopefully this will mount right in there and we can run a radio nice and easy. Oh, it's got a cigarette lighter for power even. I wonder, there's a power wire there. I doubt it connects to that. We'll see how we can do here. Well, we got lucky. Kind of lucky. There's an antenna already built in. I don't know where it goes, but I plugged it in, and we got Brock sitting in the tractor back there. At least he was. Where'd you go? Go back. Go back. Go back. Go back. Brock, you got a copy? How about that? It works. Didn't think it was going to be that easy, huh? I did not think it was going to be that easy. You're not very loud, though. Of course, Dad's out here grinding. Talk again now.
How can you hear me now?
Yeah, I mean, it's clear. It's just not super loud. There is an external speaker we could get for him if we need to. In fact, I have one, but I was going to use it in the grain shed. So, but Phil should be sitting in here with the doors closed and should be quiet, right?
Yeah, I think.
All right, well, now we just have to figure out where to run power wires and a mic hanger. Something like that. It's dang near professional. Dang near. Look at that. And it's even got... I thought that was a weather band. Maybe it's not. Got a copy, Brock?
Yep.
Good. I can even hear you, so that's positive. All right, the radio is done, and that's good. This truck's fine here for now. Dad's working on his drag still. Let's get an update. He's trying to figure out how to hang it now. Got it all welded up. Got nice spike teeth all the way around. Looks good. Gotta move it. All right, well, I guess it's engineering time. We gotta go back to the drawing board to figure out the next step. Nothing's wrong, not back to the drawing board, just, you know, we got into this stage and now it's do some more engineering kind of stuff, so just let him think.
Just get the chains.
Just get the chains. Just hang it up. Get the chains, yep.
I just gotta decide where I'm gonna torch the hole.
Where you're gonna torch a hole. Not even drill, torch. There it is. All right, so earlier today I told you I had a gentleman stop by and drop off some stuff to me. This is really cool, so I wanted to show you guys this. So he actually brought me a couple of things. So we have this. This is an old planter. You put seed in the little mailbox here, and then you stick it in the ground. Brock, demonstrate. No, not that one. This one. Okay. This one was my grandpa's, probably my great-grandpa's, but you hold it like that, you stick it in the ground, push it together, drop the seed, plant it, right? Okay. Well, this guy brought me this one today, which is like the next step in planter technology, right? So you stick this in the ground and then you push down and it opens up. And it marks the spot for the next one. Really cool. And it's much more advanced mechanism inside there where it actually is singulating seeds out and stuff. Really, really cool, right? Ooh. Versus this one, it's just a slide. But it does singulate out seeds. Anyway, check out what else he brought me. We have an antique Maumee Valley corn shelter. And this is cool. This is really cool. So this guy, he had done some work with some museums and stuff and restoring some old farm equipment kind of stuff, engines and such. And found this laying somewhere, I can't remember exactly where he said it, a town hall somewhere up north of Grand Rapids, I think, laying outside in a pile. And it was in pretty rough shape. But he restored it, all new wood pieces, restored all the metal, painted it, put it back together, and he wanted me to have it. So he brought it to me, and it is a corn sheller. So essentially you stick an ear of corn in here, do not stick your hand in there, you turn the crank, the corn falls out the bottom, the cob spits out the hole in the back here, and this opens up. You can see the gnarly business end of this, and we're gonna try it out. Let's do it. So Brock's our combine operator here today. Not a combine, sheller operator. This is part of what the combine combined into one job to become called a combine. Is that the right direction? Yeah, that's the right direction. So I have these ears that I have picked over the last couple of weeks that, well, this one's tried out. Right? Don't go crazy here.
Go fast enough that it's not going to bind up.
Go!
We needed more crazy than
We needed more power? Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, it got some of them. We probably need to adjust our settings a little bit. Oh, wait. Under this, there's an adjustment.
Let's say loosen these first.
I don't know. Can you loosen that one? Hold on, we'll make some adjustment. This here was not developed in maybe, oh boy, she's a spinning. I mean, it pulled some ears off, or some kernels off. May not be a big enough ear. We got another one. Let's see what happens here, Brock. Uh-oh. Our flywheel came loose. Oh, we never tightened it down. Okay, we're gonna have to tighten that down. Attempt number 2. Now our corn may be a little wet yet, so we gummed her up some. We're gonna send it. You ready, Brock?
Get one rough power. Here we go.
Oh, you didn't make it. Nah, too wet. We're gonna have to wait for drier corn.
Yep.
No good. That was worth a shot. But this is really cool. So thank you, Larry, for dropping that off and donating that to me. Yeah, totally unnecessary, but awesome, and I appreciate it. We do also have the safety lock so that little fingers don't come in here and see how fast they can turn it and, well, yeah, mutilate themselves. So we're locking it up. This is probably going to end up in my seed warehouse, but pretty cool. All right, I'm going to work on the computer for a little bit, and then I'm going to go home. I'm going to wrap this one up. I did want to say Midland did send me some free radios to try and do some stuff in exchange for some Instagram posts, so they didn't really seem to care about YouTube, where I have much bigger footprint, but that's the deal behind that stuff. So there'll be an Instagram post at some point, but we got to accumulate some pictures first. So anyway, thanks for watching today. Hit that like and subscribe button. Questions, comments, leave them down below. If you're new, welcome to the channel. They're not all this long, I promise, but I do put out a lot of content. I hope you found it informative and enjoyable. Do a lot of agronomy stuff on here in the summer. We spend a lot of time in cornfields, and if you go back and watch some of my recent videos, you'll see that. So anyway, thanks everybody. Have a great night. We'll see you again tomorrow.